What was like the moment for you when you were like, right, no, enough's enough?
Why can't you stop, you hopeless piece of shit? Like, why can't you stop eating these? Like, it has been so hard. But to have this other side where I've been able to get the strongest that I ever have is just been a miracle. And I'm just forever, ever, ever grateful for that, Jack. Thank you. It saved me.
Claire, welcome to the podcast. Really want to talk about your journey and how far you've come. There's going to be lots of people that want to achieve what you've achieved, maybe, inspire, help some other people along the way. So looking forward to diving in. Summarize from your perspective how you found the journey in a few words. How would you sort of summarise it?
Oh, that's a really good question. I'm really surprised stacking wins. That really surprised me and kept me really motivated. Consistency, like just showing up every day. Like really, it's a long, slow process and it hasn't been a punish. It hasn't been like, I haven't felt restricted or it's like, oh my God, I hate this. It's been really enjoyable because, and I think the coaching, like having that support with Jenan, it's essential. Just having him there. He's been amazing. He's just been so kind and supportive. I absolutely could not have done that without you guys. So yeah, it's amazing. It's the best decision I've ever made. So
awesome.
Yeah, and the best money spent.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's so cool. Just like rewinding to the start of your journey then, how would you describe that version of Claire like at the start?
I was just miserable. I was felt completely disconnected from my body. And I also probably felt I was a bit ashamed and felt a bit embarrassed that I needed to ask for help because I'm from a fitness industry and I'm highly motivated, or I know how important exercise is in my day, every single day. So that was never an issue. And I was always okay at willpower and discipline, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it on my own. And I think having to I don't want to say admit defeat, but it was just like I needed help. I think because I just felt such shame that I couldn't do it on my own. But then, and I just thought, who am I to get a coach? Like I don't deserve a coach. Like Olympians have coaches. And I thought, no. We all need support in everything. I think there's this, you need to tough it out. You need to do things on your own, you know. And
it's almost a stigma around it.
Yep. So I felt quite weak that I had to ask help, but it's the strongest and smartest move I've ever done, to just get the support. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I used to spend more money on drugs and alcohol, and now I'm spending money on the healthiest choice I've ever made, that is longevity. And I think that's the most important thing that I've got through all of this. I feel so strong.
That's the main thing.
It's wild. I'm so happy. That's
awesome. Do you think that was just a bit of a reframing in your mind that you had to do of getting help? Like instead of seeing it as like admitting defeat, do you think that was, because that's like quite interesting, because some people, they don't necessarily think of it from that respect of like, only Olympians get help. They see it more as like, you only get help if you're like in sort of deep trouble or something. So was that just like a bit of a reframing that you had to do? Yeah,
I think so. And I think also I saw Vanessa's results. I saw and Vanessa and I pretty much sort of similar body shapes and et cetera. And I was just, that was amazingly inspiring just to see that. But you're right, like I was just reframing that. It's just I couldn't do it on my own, so I just had to let go of probably my perception and stigma around getting assistance, support, whatever it was. So
because I think we do coach a lot of people that are also coaches and or like PTs or they just generally have like a lot of knowledge on fitness, right? And they've helped other people. So in your situation where you do have that knowledge as well, like why do you think it was specifically that you weren't where you wanted to be at, even though you sort of like had the knowledge there and the background there?
I'm not sure. I'd go back to the other question you had before, Jack. So I was thinking about it. I didn't want to pay the money to pay someone to be accountable to, right? That was the other thing. And then I needed to. Going back to this question.
It's the accountability then, right? Sort of like linked with that question.
100%. It was just accountability. Like I've got the knowledge, I have the knowledge, I understand nutrition, I understand calories, deficit. I wasn't across protein, absolutely wasn't across protein. And just, I'm always willing to learn and grow. Like I want to be able to, I'm a bit hungry for looking for better ways and to better myself.
From my perspective, I think, and this is the same for a lot of people, where it's just, you need to have the belief in yourself that you can do it, and like that shift in identity too. Because there's a lot of things that you mentioned before about people's beliefs around like perimenopause and stuff like that too. And then maybe they don't believe that they can achieve their goals. So then that sort of sabotages them.
100%. Yep, totally agree. And I think also I was like, I didn't feel like I needed a coach. I should be able to do it on my own. So we're backing back over what I was saying before. But
I think as well, a lot of the times when you're in a position that you're not really happy with where you're at, you're making decisions based off of emotion rather than logic. But a coach is going to give you that bird's eye view on your journey, that external perspective, and help you make the correct decisions based on the logic rather than you emotionally reacting to something and making a change too quick with your diet because you aren't seeing results, or making like decisions that actually you wouldn't advise with like other people.
You are so right. I'll actually keep going with that, Jack. Like 2024, I was yo-yoing that hard and I was latching onto I had the knowledge, but there is so much noise in diet culture out there, right? Are we fasting? Are we, here's this supplement you can take to suppress your appetite, because my appetite went through the roof. Like perimenopause cravings are out of control. Like I was an absolute troffer. Like I was like, I couldn't stop. I was standing there in the kitchen troffering and I'm like, why can't I stop? And then that's just that cycle. You feel ashamed of yourself because you've like binged, and then you binge more because you feel it's just a constant cycle.
It's a cycle.
And my body felt so clunky, Jack. It was just, I was carrying an extra 14 kilos and that's a lot. My body felt really just clunky and wasn't moving well, and I was really fatigued. And
I think it's a lot of the time people are focusing on things that are outside their control, and they're like, cravings are happening to me, and obviously they are. Obviously there are those, those side effects, but it's just really obviously what you've done. You've focused on what's in your control. And you're like, right, how can I improve this?
Yeah.
Like, how can I improve all these things that are in my control to have a positive impact on my hormones, to have a positive impact on the perimenopause, and just I think. Yeah, would you say that's been like one of the biggest shifts for you?
Mind blown, Jack. Absolutely mind blown. So I tried various supplements early on with perimenopause. Like I had an amazing naturopath, love her. She's a former colleague I used to work with, and she was amazing. It was a really good sort of diving board to jump off to start into supplements, which is great. Wanted to try the natural way. And then when I started with you guys, getting on the protein, getting stronger, I actually didn't have to go on the supplements for a period of time. I was coasting along really well without that stuff, which have been really fantastic. I've recently got HRT. I haven't used it then. I don't even know whether I'll need to use it because I just am blown away when you train properly, fuel your body properly, sleep, water, steps. It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
But if you're hitting all those targets, the difference that has made to my entire health, well-being, the way that kept a lid on perimenopause symptoms compared to how it was 2024, I was a mess. I was so outside my own body. I was hating what was going on in my head. I was just all over the place. I was so emotional and fatigued and crying and sniffy. I'm still get sniffy, don't worry. Everything can irritate me, don't worry. I've still got them, but I absolutely 100% know and can say, hand on heart, what has happened in the last 12 months with you guys, with what Jen has created for me, has absolutely softened the sharp edges of perimenopause, no doubt. And I just highly recommend for women to just get moving, get your protein in, lift heavy. You're not going to turn into the Hulk. It's so important.
That's a crazy belief, isn't it?
It is. And I get why it is, but women aren't built that way. We don't have the testosterone. I mean, even the biggest muscle, weightlifting women, bodybuilders, the work they have to do to get that size, in the gym for women to go and, I won't lift a 6 kilo weight, I want to keep it at 5 because I don't want to get bulky. No, mate, you need to lift the weights, women. You need to lift heavy, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what women talk about. They want to get toned, but they're not going to get toned unless they're lifting heavy.
I remember when you put a message into the community group of your progress with was it the push-ups or the pull-up as well?
Oh, the pull, yes. Chin-ups and pull-ups. I couldn't believe, it has been an absolute dream come true. I've always looked at other women, all my trainers, all the coaches that I've had over the years, and seen them, when they do their little demonstration at the start of class and they do the little pull-up, and I'm like, oh my God, you're so amazing. I want to be you one day. And I've just had it in the back of my head for years. Desperately want to do a chin-up or a pull-up.
And now you are that person.
Oh, yeah, I'm that person. I know. I can do 4 now, 3 sets of 3, and then might throw a fourth,
How does it feel for you looking back? Because obviously days go by, weeks go by, sometimes you don't realise how far you've come.
Yeah.
How does that feel for you, knowing how far you've come and seeing those changes?
I think also you're exactly right. I think back when I first started doing, because I asked Jenan to put pull-ups or chin-ups in my program, and he just would sneak a few exercises in. It was nothing hectic, and I was never walking to the gym every day going, all right, okay, I've got to work on my pull-ups today. It was just a gradual thing. And I think at the start of it, seeing my assisted machine pull-ups was at 50 kilos. And then to see it progress.
Yeah.
But then I got stuck for a bit. I got really stuck, and then I had to drop it back down, and then I popped up. It's just, I cannot express the joy and the importance. People talk about how do you keep motivated and people lose motivation or whatever. when you are weight training and you can add an extra rep or you can go up a weight, it is just the wins. That's what keeps you motivated, right? Like I froth over that, and that's what's absolutely kept me in the game. It keeps me excited. You know, when all of your life is falling apart around you with whatever's going on in your life, when you can have that little win, even if it's just one. And I'm a bit sick. I really enjoy when someone might be using dumbbells that I really want, and I'm like, oh, that's the one. So I either go down. I'm not going down. I'm going up.
Yeah.
So it's a nice little challenge. I'm all right.
Cool.
And you actually really surprise yourself. You're always stronger than you think. I was actually really embarrassed the other day, Jack. I was doing like a wide grip chest press on the Smith machine, and I hadn't done, I think it was 40 or 45 kilos before. I hadn't done it. So I got this random guy in the gym. I'm like, excuse me, can you, because I was like, do I just stay with what I'm like? I could just push a bit harder. Anyway, I got him to spot me. He thought I was the biggest freak because we're in a little country town. No women are asking these guys to spot. And I just did one rep and I'm like, I'm fine, I can do this, it's fine. And he just walked off going, that third was weird. But I nailed it. It was so good because I didn't want to get crushed either.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, safety first. Blows my mind how the strength.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing.
It is amazing.
It's a great confidence boost as well, like
really
seeing that
is.
physical strength.
And you walk a lot taller. You know, there's a real confidence that comes with, you know, showing up every day, pushing a little bit. But it's not like you're busting your chops. It's not like you know, some days you're just turning up. Sometimes you're just present. Sometimes I don't want to be there, but you're there.
But you're still, you know, you're still doing
there.
it, and you're putting one foot in front of the other,
right.
keeping the momentum going, and that comes from the structure that you've built, the habits, the mindset. You're doing the things that you know you need to be doing. At least you feel good within yourself. Like that's the win. It's not necessarily increasing your weight massively by 50 kilos. Like it's like, right, I've still turned up. Maybe that past version of Claire wouldn't have turned up. So
100%. You're so right. You say that actually, because I messaged Jen, and because I'd had a few wobbles a little while ago, crying about something. I don't know. I care for my dad full time, and it's been really, really stressful. And in fact, this whole program, Jen, and being there and in a complete life change of mine, changing career, caring for Dad was really stressful when he was in hospital, and I couldn't get to the gym, and all I could do was just walk, like just get those steps in, and just having that support and him being so kind with that as well was. So I'm so grateful for that time that he, you know, didn't push me either, but he, you know, really held me and was able to just coach me through that. There was something I was going to say about the thing that you just said before is showing up. My previous habit would be if I was crying or upset about whatever, I'd probably just go and sit on the couch and eat some chocolate. You know, that's easy, comforting, a little bit of dopamine. You're kind of, you know, wallowing in your own little self-pity, feeling sorry for yourself. But instead, I went to the gym and, you know, there is times for that. There is times that you've got to sort of, you know, sit in the shit for a bit and, you know, wallow in your pity for a bit. But I went to the gym and I just felt so much better for it. And in fact, I was in the gym and I'd had a hectic phone call, and normally I probably would have walked out of the gym to have a cry and go and feel sorry for myself. But I stayed and I pushed through, and it just felt so good. Like, you know, and I think it's busting through those excuses, and it's changing those habits how you would normally be and seeing the benefits of how good it is when you,
just changing your reactions to different situations as well.
Yeah.
Like obviously, as you said, I know you've had a really tough year with lots of changes. Do you think the version of you from before you joined the program, like how do you think you would have dealt with this past year? Would it have been like any different at all? Or?
Oh, Jack, well, I can say it firsthand, like, because Dad was diagnosed with dementia 2024. So that's when, you know, perimenopause was happening. I was blowing out. I was not looking after myself. I was having those blocks of chocolate. He lives 4 hours from me. And so what was I doing? Stopping at service stations, you know, buying salt and vinegar chips, ginger beer, like chocolate, just any comfort food. And I was still exercising, but it was a struggle because I felt gross. I felt I was carrying extra weight and I was really stressed, but food was an easy emotional comfort. So I can say how I was feeling then to how I'm feeling now. Like, it's life-changing to be able to have caring for myself, because that's what everyone says. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Yeah, I am. Not only is this, it is a hobby. The gym is an absolute hobby for me because I absolutely love to see what my body will do. But that's mental health as well. That's caring for your mental, physical and spiritual, you know, fitness, isn't it? And to have that support with you guys, Jen, and, well, this side of my life with Dad absolutely falling apart with Parkinson's dementia. And it's been the most challenging year of my entire life. Like, it is like, whew, I'm not going to cry, but I could. It has been so hard. But to have this other side where I've been able to get the strongest that I ever have is just been a miracle. And I'm just forever, ever grateful for that, Jack. Thank you. It saved me. And I was talking to a friend today, like anyone, and most people you would absolutely. And I've cared for Dad before when I was drinking and wasn't taking care of myself. So I've had those versions. I know what they are like. And I think it's just so important for everyone, like break the cycle. Like whatever cycle you're on right now, you can change it and go against the societal norms. Like you can, it's a choice.
Yeah.
It's a choice and you get to choose it. And it is hard and it is uncomfortable, but that's the point, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why not everyone does it, because it's obviously going outside your comfort zone, but it's for the long term win of feeling comfortable long term, but it's like the short term discomfort to feel good long term and to make your life easier and to care for the people around you. And it's awesome that you have like felt the benefits of that, and it's laid the foundations to make this year, you know, really tough year, but make it a little bit easier for you. Oh,
it's been an absolute dream. I'm so lucky. I just can't believe it. I cannot believe my mindset, how my body looks and feels, how I move, the entire thing, the choices that I make with what food I put in my mouth, and just the discipline. And I always thought discipline was a dirty word, right? I'm like, oh, discipline, like punish, you know. But it's true. It doesn't take any discipline to couch rot in front of Netflix eating a bag of Doritos, does it? No. You know, it takes discipline to put exercise in your day as you would having a shower, brushing your teeth. Like it's non-negotiable.
It's literally just like a habit. It's like a subconscious thing that you do.
Exactly. And, you know, of course it's uncomfortable for a little bit, but anything worthwhile doing does make you feel uncomfortable. It's a real buzz. It's a real buzz when you bust through comfort zones, isn't it? Like,
100%.
I froth. Like I think that's been the biggest thing with sobriety as well. You're always looking for a buzz, a little bit of a rise, you know. Yeah. So, and these natural ones are it.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Because also people think that, I'm not a disciplined person. Like they'll label themselves as that. Actually, what they don't realize is you build discipline. Like you're not always going to be disciplined. Like that past version of you wasn't disciplined. So, but now you are. So you've like built that over time. It's like a habit that you build. It's a muscle. So, you know, it's the discipline muscle 100%. As they call it. So it's something that you form over time. As long as you're willing to make the changes and be coached and have that shift and you're ready to make a shift, then it's something you develop over time, and you're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, but if you just focus on keeping on going, that's the most important thing, and that's how you break those cycles. And I think, you know, in this society we're always after a quick fix. Like we want the quick fix, we want it fast, we want results, and if we're not getting them, you know, and I had a wobble when we first started, and I felt like I was falling behind, and I was starting to compare myself to other members. I remember messaging Jen about it, and, you know, in a bit of a panic that I'm like, oh my God, I'm not getting the results I need, but it took me this amount of time to put that weight on, like 12 months, 18 months. It's going to take about that amount of time, if not more, to lose that, to shift that. It takes time, and you got to trust the process, and it's not rocket science. I think we overcomplicate things, don't we? But trusting you guys, trusting the professionals, you might not see massive changes, but you've got to just trust the process and stick with it. And I think it's a great point that it's not rocket science. The actual things you're doing are not rocket science, like the training, nutrition, lifestyle. Like everyone knows that stuff. Well, I say that, but some people don't. But a lot of people, they do know what they need to be doing. Like we were saying before, the advice that they give to someone else, like, oh no, you need to be doing that. They don't do that themselves because they're making the decisions based on the emotion, not the logic. And that's why having a coach, I believe, like, as you know, that's why I'm a coach, is so important to have someone just guiding you through the process, because it's also about that. It's about like smashing through your limiting beliefs, changing your mindset, changing your habits. It's not like, oh, cool, it's this meal plan. It's, you know, you need to shift like as a person and rewire your brain, if that makes sense.
And you're right, because I've had a coach before. I've done the strict dieting. I've done the restrictions. I've, you know, followed meal plans. I hate cooking. I hate it. It's a punish. So I didn't want to do that again either. I didn't want to weigh food. I'm like, ugh. And I didn't want to eat like a meal plan. And that's the beautiful thing about your program. And because my nutrition is gluten-free, vegetarian, I'm a flight attendant, so I've got biosecurity restrictions in different states. Also got the challenges of how am I going to store it? How am I going to keep cool it? How am I going to cook it? Like the forward thinking of having to pack like 4 days worth of food in a food bag when you're traveling around for 4 days was hectic, but it's not.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because that's what I was going to touch on as well, because I remember speaking about this with you, and that situation is crazy, being gluten-free, vegetarian, and then not just that, having to bring your meals around with you because of your work, being the flight attendant. That's all like a crazy combination. And that is a lot. Obviously, it just goes to show what your priorities were. And a lot of people say that they've got a hectic schedule, but They're not gluten-free, they're not vegetarian, they don't have actually as nowhere near as hectic of a schedule as you have, but they're not making it work, but you are. And that's, obviously the change in that is the priorities.
Yeah, it's a willingness, isn't it? The willingness and wanting to just commit, and you'll make it work. And it's been creative. It's amazing what I was able to do and think about how I was going to carry food and make it work, but you do make it work, and it has worked. And I think it is changing your mindset and busting down stigma or, limiting beliefs, right?
Yeah.
And just going, I can do it. Which I still can't believe it. Like women are told we can't lose weight in perimenopause, and it is. You look around, and women, we all look kind of the same. Our bodies want to be a circle, right? And I hope that we can prove that wrong.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you obviously have.
Yeah, right.
You have, and I'm sure like already you would have inspired a lot of people to make the change purely just from people seeing the change within you. That's how you inspire other people, not by just talking about it, but showing them, I've done this, and instilling that belief in someone else is like a pretty amazing feeling too.
Pretty magic.
But obviously with the quick fixes, I know you said you tried a lot of the challenges and things like that before. Yeah.
So many, Jack. I was on a constant cycle of 8-week challenges. Yeah, keep going. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. So how many do you reckon you done, or you don't think you can count really?
Oh yeah, lost count.
Why do you think you kept doing them then?
Well, I won one. At one of the hit F45 and loved it. And I think I only had to lose like 5 kilos or something, and I won it, and I was so stoked. So then I put that weight back on. I didn't understand. You lose it quickly, you're going to put it back on, and then some. And that's what I think was being so surprising about this program and locking in for 6 months. But I've now been 12 months with you guys, and wouldn't change a thing. It's been the best investment of my life. But I just think, I didn't learn anything in 8 weeks. Like, I'm given a food plan, here you go, cook this, but I didn't change anything. I went back to old habits straight away after 8 weeks, and then you pack the weight back on and more, and you've restricted yourself in that time. And I think I feel like a lot of women that I talk to, they always say, oh my God, you look amazing. I said, you can do this too. And they're like, no, I couldn't. I've tried everything. Have you though?
Yeah, yes. Oh, so many people say they've tried everything.
I know. I'm like, no. This is what I mean. Anyone can do this.
Yeah.
But it's the limiting beliefs that, I tried everything too. I tried all the challenges. I've tried all sorts of weird and wonderful potions and drinks and restriction, and
what people are lacking in that is the identity, habits, mindset shift, and that rewiring, so they don't return to that past version of themselves, and also just in the nitty gritty with the nutrition and learning more about it and personalizing it around you, so you don't need to rely on the meal plan forever. Obviously there's lots that goes into it, but why do you think that you kept on doing the challenge? Because so many people do that, like challenge after challenge after challenge, but they gain the weight back every time. Why do you think you did that?
I think because I just thought it worked. Well, it worked last time, it's got to work again. It worked. Well, why can't I make it work this time? I didn't understand. And I think because it is quick, 8 weeks was always achievable. It's like I just have to restrict and have to be really good for 8 weeks, right? And then, because maybe I probably never even considered anything longer than that.
Yeah.
I think that's the diet culture, right? But that's sort of that fitness industry, they want you coming back for more, isn't it?
Just, I know. It's is it
a bit of a scam?
Yeah, well, it's one of the things I hate most about the fitness industry, to be honest, is the 8-week challenges and week, 12-week, however long they are, I think it's a really damaging cycle for people just to, even if they do see the progress, it's you achieve the goal, you even won your challenge, and then you go back afterwards, and that's such a destructive feeling. That's such a terrible thing, like when someone's got close to that version of themselves that they want to be, and then for that to be taken away. I personally think that's like terrible. I think that that's one of the things that I hate the most about the fitness industry. But and it's almost wrapped in like this fun sort of game of like, oh, let's all get together, and but it's not. I think underneath it's pretty evil when you look at it, and because they want to get your photos, and then they don't really care what happens afterwards. And then you keep coming back because you've learned that to lose weight, I do this thing. But then I gain it back. So what do I have to do? I have to do it again. I have to do it again. It's the only thing people learn. And then they're stuck in that cycle forever, because you're literally, by doing them again, you're just teaching yourself like, that's how I do it. It works. But you need to change your definition of success and something working as maintenance and having a lifestyle, which I think is the biggest change for people.
I think it was you or Jen. I think it was Jen said, we don't want to see you back.
Yeah.
You know, we want you to succeed and we don't want to see you come back. Like, we want you to be able to give you the tools and the habits to be able to, this is going to be your lifestyle forever. And I think I probably had limiting beliefs too, that to sign up with a coach longevity, I probably thought it was like, I don't know, bodybuilding or something, probably something really restrictive, you know, and I think that's probably what a lot of people think. Like, I still enjoy all the foods, Jack.
Yeah.
I do. I just don't eat
know.
all of them. I just have like, we went
You
to
just don't go crazy.
No, right? We went to like a Feed Me Indian place and I had a bite of everything. I don't need to eat everything. Just have a taste and it's you're still keeping in your calories. It's fine. Like, and that's what I really enjoy, is that I haven't felt restricted. I haven't felt like I'm missing out. It's a beautiful, nurturing, just trusting, like Jen trusts me as well with, you know, my food, which I really love, that I'm able to adhere to my dietary restrictions and flying and everything. And yeah, it's been amazing. I'm so grateful.
No, that's so awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. And with I just want to sort of go back to like your things that were maybe stopping you from getting started in the first place as well. And I know something we spoke about that was a big one for you was perimenopause.
Yeah.
So with that as well, because I know that's something that obviously a lot of women struggle with. So I think something important to talk about. What were your like beliefs on that before in general with perimenopause fitness? Like what would you say your beliefs were?
Yeah. Well, I think the messaging was you put on weight and you won't be able to lose it. Like when you hit perimenopause, this is the messaging you will put on weight and you won't be able to lose. You need to accept your body the way that it is. And also, I was 100%, I remember saying to you, my metabolism is broken. I did.
Yeah, no, I remember.
All right. I absolutely 100% believe my metabolism was broken, because I think that is what women say. We believe that our metabolism is broken because your body is changing significantly before your eyes.
Yeah.
It is. Naturally,
it is. It is.
But yeah, so I just was trying to accept that this is what my body was. Yeah. And I was like, I really tried hard, Jack. I really tried so hard. I'm like, all right, this is what I have to do. I just have to accept it. And I just felt my joints were sore. I was rubbing Voltaren on my hips. I was using heat packs on my hips. It was the pits. I couldn't get out of bed. Even to go for a 20-minute walk was a stretch. And I also really had to change my mindset, Jack, because I was a 6-day-a-week HIIT trainer.
Yeah.
Loved it, frothed over it. My body didn't change though. There was no real change to my body composition at all. I felt like if I wasn't doing 60 minutes of exercise, I was a hopeless piece of shit.
Yeah, I think as well that can come from the challenges of like attaching the maximum effort and like pain to weight loss. So I think that's something that needs to be detached as well.
100%. And so even when Jen wrote the program and I was only doing like, I think it was 3 days a week in the gym and however many, I might have been 10K steps. I was like, that's not enough. I was like, are you kidding? Like, where's the other 3 days? Like, I was like, I'll add an extra day. Like, I was adamant to add an extra day. And as times have gone on, I've been able to like force him to give me an extra day. But, you know, and it has changed over the time. But yeah, I really struggled to change my mindset that even back while I was in the depths of perimenopause, that 20-minute walk was enough just to start and get moving, you know. And I hear it from a lot of girls, even guys. Their bodies change, but our minds are still back how we were training like 12 months ago. It changes. We have to change with it. And, you know, as women with our cortisol levels, like our body doesn't need that stress of HIIT training. You know, we need to rest and recover, and you're never going to change your body doing that amount of HIIT. Like, you've got to be gentle with it. And that's what's so beautiful about this program as well. Like, it's enjoyable and it's achievable. With
your, like you said, your body is changing. Like, of course it is. Like you said to me when you first started, of like you thinking your metabolism's broken. Broken. Obviously, like, look, if you're going through perimenopause, yes, your body is changing. But if you use the metabolism as a belief that is the reason for you not achieving your goals, you're never going to achieve your goals. Because if you don't take control of your situation, obviously it's tough. Like, of course it's tough and your body is changing. Like, that's just a fact. But it doesn't mean you can't achieve your goals. And if you hand your power over to something like the metabolism, you don't deep down believe that you can achieve something. If you don't believe you're going to achieve something, you're never going to achieve it. No, you know, in fitness, any realm of life, you know, if you have a goal, but you don't think you can get there, you're never going to get there. You're going to sabotage yourself from getting there. Because why would you put in the day-to-day steps and, you know, actions to achieve something that you don't think is possible? You know,
100, couldn't agree with you more. Like, it's the same with drinking. People think that they need alcohol in their lives, couldn't do anything without drinking, or, I need alcohol to socialise. No, you don't. You absolutely don't. You can do it. And it's the same with the metabolism piece with perimenopause, because I hear it all the time. Women think that their metabolism is broken, and it's, they just give up. Yeah. And I get that, because you feel awful. Your body feels awful. Yeah. It's heavy, clunky. Of course, you don't want to get in exercise gear. You feel all the excuses. Yeah. All the excuses you can think of. I don't have anything to wear. It's too hot. Everyone will be laughing at me. These are all my excuses that I've used as well. And particularly that I have been in the fitness industry. Like, that's kind of feels double laid, doesn't it? It's like, people know I was a trainer and this is me now. Like, it was embarrassed. I was embarrassed for myself, because I had myself, one of the fittest in the gym. And now I was one of the most unfit, and it was embarrassing. And I didn't want to go, but I don't think I didn't go back.
It's a real shame for people that are in that cycle, and they're in perimenopause, they're feeling down, and all these changes are happening, but they don't realise that there are things that they can do that are in their control. They think everything's just like happening to them. Yeah. But I think it comes back to what we were talking about before with the challenges as well, just trying to break out the cycle. It starts with the inputs and what you're doing, and then that's going to change how you feel. Yeah. Then you're going to feel better. And then you're going to be in that position to then make more changes. And it's like that. It's like you're in a downward spiral, but then you're just basically flipping it on its head and going in an upward spiral. Yeah. Have you felt that? Or, how would you say that switch has been for you, going from that position of like, oh, I'm not sure, like, if I can do it, to now being like in control of stuff?
Yeah. And I think the feeling really frantic about which one to choose. Like, you look at Instagram and I'm like, oh, I should follow this program and this person and do these exercises, and, not really sure. And you're trying to grab a little bit of everything because you're wanting a really quick fix. So you're feeling really all over the place. That's how I felt. And then getting structure essential, and accountability essential, and there's following the program. Like, I'm in control. Well, it's following a program, seeing those results, getting those wins daily, and hitting those targets. Like I said, those little wins just keep you on the up.
I think the structure sets you free.
Oh, totally. Well, you guys take the guesswork out of it, right? I was just guessing and trying to sort of scramble, and when you're not seeing results, you change to the next quick fix or the next fad, or you're following this person on Instagram and they said, don't eat this, eat that, and you're like, I'll try that for a day, don't see any results, and then the head noise, like, it was hectic, you know? But then when you just go, you know what, let's ask a professional. We'll get them to tell me what I need to do. Just do what they say.
I think when you don't have structure, everything's just a bit messy.
You go rogue.
It's just a bit chaotic, really. And I think some people think, oh, no, structure is going to be restrictive and it's not going to feel good. But it's actually the opposite. I really think that structure creates that freedom. But the right structure, obviously. Yeah. People associate structure with the things they've tried before, like fad diets, keto, carnivore. Some sort of generic fasting plan, some basic app they've used, challenges like we spoke about. But that's not necessarily what structure looks like. Structure doesn't need to be restrictive structure. It needs to be structure like catered to you in your life. But I think when you've got that, it just makes everything a lot easier. You're not overthinking stuff. You've got the direction then, rather than like going a bit in this direction, then going a bit in this direction. Have you felt that as well? Yeah,
100%. And I remember you actually posted something about that, Jack. You said, I was on one of the members' posts. It was about, you don't need to try harder or work harder or do more. You just have to have a structure that fits your lifestyle. Yeah. And I was like, hallelujah, that's exactly what it was. Like, it really was. Because you do, and that's probably one thing that deterred me initially, or that I was, tug of war in my head about getting a coach, was because I didn't want that restriction, because I thought that the structure was going to be like, oh, I don't want a coach breathing around my neck. I don't want to have this regimented scheme that I had to like check in and just be like, ugh. Like, I felt like it was going to be a punish. But it's just, you're exactly right when you said the structure actually brings freedom, because you don't have to think about it. And, actually Michael Jordan had this really good saying, once I've made the decision, I never have to think about it again. It is like, made the decision, locked in, everything's there. You just have to tick the boxes, and all of a sudden, 12 months later, I'm fitter and stronger, healthier, more confident. Like, I feel the best that I've ever felt in my life at
That's
48,
amazing.
Jack. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
Yeah.
It's unreal.
People will use their age as a massive excuse as well, you know.
Right? True story. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know that was a big goal for you. You said like, right, I'm going to be turning 48 and I want to just like make sure this is the year where I become the best version of myself. And you've done exactly that. So you should be super proud.
Thanks. I really am. And it's even more so because it has broken down all societal norms, right?
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
We've been told that messaging constantly and I'm just like, nah, I'm having none of that. I'm pushing against that.
And that's a big shift to do that. Like you say, you know, societal norms, that's like literally by definition, it's just like what everyone thinks and what everyone thinks is normal, right? So to go against that is something that is super inspiring for sure. And I mean, from your side, being in that societal norm before and maybe taking on some of those beliefs, what was like the moment for you when you were like, right, no, enough's enough. Like, I'm going to put myself first and I'm going to make this change. Like, do you think there was like a specific moment? Because some people, it's like maybe something happens in their life or they like think a certain way about something and they're like, you know what, no, screw this, I'm going to do this. And then, you know, they'll message a coach or something or they'll sign up to something. Was there a moment for you that led you up until the point where you like got started with us or?
Yeah. Well, I had been entertaining it probably for a year, realistically. Like I had been, I think it was every time I was at work and I was eating those dairy milk chocolates and couldn't stop eating them and just going, why can't you stop, you hopeless piece of shit? Like, why can't you stop eating these? Like, so frustrated that I couldn't. And then that whole spiral of, oh, you need help, mate. You need a coach. But I did, and then there was this whole tug of war going, you don't want to spend the money. I don't want to pay someone to be accountable to. Why can't I do it myself? So it was probably a whole year of that punish. And then when I saw Vanessa's photos, that was it. I was like, and I had actually spoken to another fitness coach the day before you. And in fact, and I think I saw Vanessa's photo, I'd comment on it, and then, it was just the perfect timing. And it was the start of the year as well, and I was ready. I think I was just sick of it. I was sick of feeling how I was feeling, and I had tried everything, and I tried acceptance. And I didn't want that. I wanted more for myself, Jack. And there are women out there that I was like, there are women my age and older that look, and I can see that they're really strong.
So true.
And I probably thought I could never do that. And it's limiting beliefs. And I'm sure there's women that look at me and go, oh, I've got some chromosome or something that they don't have. No. We're the same. We've got the same hours in the day. We've got the same arms and legs. All we've got is a difference between me and
difference between your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, and like actually what you're doing.
And the excuses that you make for yourself.
I think acceptance is a very dangerous thing. People will maybe either accept how they are or they'll tell themselves, or like they'll lie to themselves and say like, oh, actually, no, I'm happy with how I am. Or they'll try and convince themselves that actually like, no, I'm happy like this. Or, but I think a lot of it is just, it's that short-term comfort is you just, it's obviously a form, it's like a protection mechanism, and it's like trying to cope with that feeling of being low. But if you can take an honest reflection and be like, no, like, is this actually where I want to be? Because that short-term comfort and trying to convince yourself that you don't mind where you're at is only going to last so long, and then it's just going to come back to bite you later on. I just think it's really important for people to be honest with how they're feeling with themselves. And your goals are going to be different from other people's, but as long as you're honest with what your goals are and you're not lying to yourself, and then you're actually taking action towards them.
100%. And I think, I think a lot of people just give up. And like I said, like going back what we said before, they accept. They've tried everything. I've tried that. It didn't work. So they're just like, oh, we'll just give up, and this is how I am now. It's okay if that's what you want and you're genuinely happy with that. Like, fill your boots. But if you want more for yourself, there is a way, and you have the willingness to just change mindset and just it is hard and it is uncomfortable, but that it does get easier and it's exciting to break down those comfort zones, do and stuff that you never thought you could do, doing stuff that the world is telling you can't do, right? Doing the thing that we're told, no, you can't lose weight in perimenopause. Well,
just
sorry.
Ticked it off.
Sorry.
That's what it's all about. Like, that's literally what life is for, right? Is progressing and achieving things. And I'm really glad you said that, because that's like my whole purpose as a coach is and like in growing the program is to help people become the best version of themselves, right? And achieve what you want to, because we're only put on this earth once, and you need to make the most of that. And there's unfortunately just so many people that live in that place where they're not happy.
Yeah.
They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe that they can achieve things. So yeah, it's been awesome to see that transformation from you.
Oh,
What would you say you're most proud of, I guess, from within yourself throughout this whole process?
Which one should I choose, Jack? There's too many.
Choose the top one.
Well, the top one probably, like physically, of the strength is pull-ups and chin-ups.
Yes.
I think definitely. But I think just the habit changes and the confidence that I have now. Showing up, consistency.
Yeah, that is a big one.
You know, just doing it when I don't feel like it and getting it done. And this is that's what blows my mind, is showing up even when I don't want to, showing up, going to the gym when I am so stressed, so tired, so much going on in my life. Keep doing that. Keep doing the work. And it doesn't feel like work though, because you want this for yourself. And now to see the results, like, you know, nearly 14 kilos later and the strongest than I've ever been. And my body moving freely, strongly, you know, it's feeling like you can feel the muscles.
You know,
I'm amazed. Like, I'm like, I see definition. I'm like, what? This is me. It's amazing. You know, I can see my abs and it's like, wow. And mate, like, this is dream come true. Like, because we all, you know, we all, I speak on behalf of me, like, you always look at people with those bodies and go, you know, I always want that. You never think you can. But you can. You absolutely can. Anyone can, right?
Yeah. No, that's
really
so awesome.
Can.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I guess if you were to just give advice to like someone that is maybe feeling like how you were feeling before, if you would be able to go back to that version of Claire, right, and you were just able to give her some advice, like, what would you say? Yeah.
Be stronger than your excuses. Really be honest with the excuses that you use. We all have them. I have them. Daily. Like, millions of excuses not to go to the gym or whatever it is. But it's being stronger than excuses and showing up and getting out of your comfort zone. It is uncomfortable, but it will get better, and trusting the process. It takes time. You know, I was really lucky. I did lose a lot of weight quickly because it was fresh fat, right? So I was lucky in that way, but then it did sort of, you know, it didn't plateau, but I had to be really honest about why it did sort of, I wasn't losing weight quickly again. It's because I had to be really honest about what I was doing. I wasn't hitting target. So it's just trusting the professionals, trusting the process. It does take time, and you've really just got to keep showing up, keep making those choices daily. Don't completely drop your bundle because you might have had a bad, you know, bad day or you've chosen a food. I do it. I go for calories once or twice a week, and you know, but I don't completely.
You don't let it go into some sort of downward spiral.
No, 100%. And I've gotten, you know, better with that. But it's just everyone's just worthy of that support and feeling really good in themselves. The other really major piece of advice is body neutrality, which is really super important. Is I focus more on what my body can do, not what it looks like. Yes, it does look amazing, but I'm just so fascinated and grateful for these really strong arms that can lift and legs that can get me up out of bed and the toilet and just move me around the world. So I really focus on being really grateful for a really strong, healthy body. So
that's a good point as well. Being grateful for things in your life as well. Like, yes, you can want to achieve more, but also being grateful for what you've got is a great place to be internally. Like with the training, but also, you know, like with nutrition, like everything really. And obviously, like it's okay to, of course, it's okay to want to look better physically, but also if you focus on the inputs, like that's gonna come as well as a byproduct. So just make sure you're focusing on everything holistically, I think.
Exactly right. Like, how my body looks is amazing, but that's what I'm mostly pumped about is who I am as a person. The discipline, I see a body like this and go, that's discipline. That's showing up every day. That's choosing what food you're going to eat every single day. That's showing up when you don't feel like it. You know, that's what I see. It's and the weight and all the results, representation of the choices that I've made all year. You know, that's a reward. It's not all about what it looks like.
It's a reflection.
Strength.
It's a reflection of your standards.
100%. Of the effort that I make and the work that I put in. So it's it's cool. It is. It's a mental strong game, right?
Yeah, that's so cool. And also, just to come back to what you were saying about going out of the comfort zone, obviously we've got the photo shoot tomorrow. Do you think you would have imagined yourself doing something like a photo shoot?
Absolutely not, Jack, I remember when you put it into the chat, and I was like, ugh, never. Like, I'm never going to do a photo shoot. Yuck. And then I thought, why wouldn't I? And I think I knew at that stage I needed a goal. And having that goal has absolutely just sent me into the stratosphere of my training and nutrition. And
100%.
It's been really exciting to see the shred and just to level up, you know. And it is. I'm pumped about it. I can't wait.
Me too.
And it was never something was on my radar. That was for other people. That was for fitness models, right? That was for those people. But now I'm those people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think it's so powerful to have that goal to work towards.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Obviously, as you know, a lot of people, when they join the program, the last thing on their mind is taking photos. That's, for a lot of people, that's the reason why they joined, because they hate taking photos.
Yeah.
So that's why I absolutely love doing the photo shoots.
Yeah.
Is because it's just such a cool moment to be just be able to look back and see how much you've achieved. Because to be able to do something like that and go out your comfort zone, which for a lot of people it is. People see the pictures on social media and they think oh, that looks great for that person, good for them. But most people, that's a massive thing for them to be able to come from where they started to where they are now and do something like that is awesome. Yeah. So I think it's I just wanted to talk about that because obviously you're doing it tomorrow, people are going to see, and it's people think that it's just so out of touch or out of reach, sorry, and it's important to remember that there's been a journey, right? You've transformed all the inputs, and that's what's led you up until this point with that new mindset and able to take on those challenges. So I think that's super cool.
Yeah. And I was that person. I was like, that's for them, not for me. No way. Seeing those photos isn't about, of course the numbers are great and I'll look, no doubt the rig will look great. But what I always see is the 12 months of I don't want to, it is, it's discipline, and I don't want to say it's hard work, but it's just showing up for yourself and not quitting on yourself, not quitting on me, and wanting more for myself, wanting to be better and stronger. And how long I've been training for, 20 something years, it hasn't worked, Jack. You got to change something, right?
Yeah.
Can't keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. That's the definition of an insanity. So change it and things will change, and really stick to it, because it wasn't working.
Been awesome talking with you today, and just reflecting on what an awesome transformation it's been. Our absolute pleasure coaching you and just seeing how far you've come. So really looking forward to the photo shoot tomorrow. Thanks for coming on today. I know that's going to be super insightful for a lot of people to listen to, and if someone's struggling with similar things to what you were struggling with, I know it's going to be very, very valuable for them to hear your mindset shifts and potentially help them with their own transformation. So thanks very much for that.
Oh, Jack, thank you so much for having me. Thanks to Jen, and I'm so grateful. It absolutely changed my life, and anyone can do this.